Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Hey, Susan.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I can't seem to get Jane off my screen. Sorry.
Let me see if I could.
She's
There
a
we
super zoomer in our family.
Jim or James?
Well, James
James.
and Jane, no matter what email I use, it always comes up.
There we go. How's that?
Thank you.
Hey, hello, James.
How's everyone?
Doing
Right.
well.
Good.
I just got off my hip replacement. I'm walking again.
Great.
Hi.
Woohoo.
2
Good.
weeks, I'm back in the
Great
game.
news.
Sorry about
Yeah,
last
back
week.
in
I was kind of watching the second round there, but not really interacting much.
So how's physical therapy going?
Good, good.
That's
You just have to retrain your body. That's all.
So it
Nice,
looks,
nice sunset, Brian.
Oh, thank you. Carlsbad.
Cool.
Chair Mobley, looks like we're waiting for Director Everts to join.
Looks like he just joined.
Oh, did he? Oh, I see him.
Not going to turn on his video. Connor, we can't see you. Maybe he sent an imposter.
No, it's, can you hear me?
Oh, there you
I
are.
hear you.
Yeah, no, I'm having bandwidth stuff, so I'm not going to run the video, but I'm here.
Okay, great.
Good. Well, with that, I will call the meeting to order. It's 1:01. So let's do the Pledge of Allegiance first. So could you stand and join me in the pledge? Hand over your heart. Read it again. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag
To
of the United States of
of
America and
To the republic
for
which it stands,
under God,
one nation,
under
under God,
liberty and
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Jackie, roll call vote. Roll call, please.
Yes, sure. Director Chambers,
Here.
Director Everts,
Here.
Chair Mobley,
Here.
Director Rundgren,
Here.
and Director Shepherd.
Here.
All 5 directors are present and accounted for.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, public comments for items that are not on the agenda. We have, I see Bert's with us.
Craig said he's on another meeting right now.
Anyone from the public like to make a comment? No hands? All right, let's, number 4 is approval of the agenda. Any changes or additions, corrections?
None from staff.
All right, need to entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I so move. This Connor.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Jackie, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Chair. Director Chambers? Oh, are you muted?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Director Everts,
Yes.
Chair Mobley,
Yes.
Director Rundgren,
Yes.
and Director Shepherd.
Yes.
5 ayes, none opposed to approving the agenda.
All right, moving on to the consent calendar. We've got the minutes from February 18th. We have the warrants approval and then the monthly financial reports, which were in your packet. We can. approve
If there's
those
no comments, I move for approval. This Connor.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, seconded by Director Rundgren. Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please. Jackie?
Yes, Chair. Director Shepherd,
Yes.
Director Rundgren,
Yes.
Chair Mobley,
Yes.
Director Everts,
Yes.
and Director Chambers, please.
Yes.
5 ayes, none opposed to approving the consent calendar and motion items.
All right, 6A, directors will provide updates on matters not on the agenda. Anyone like to provide an update?
I'd just like to say, so for the city, Ventura Water, we are having our rates presentation to City Council on March 22nd, next Monday night, if anyone wants to listen in.
Great, thank you, Susan. Anyone else?
Nope.
All right, 6B, directors will provide oral reports on time spent on grant eligible activities since the last regular meeting. Anyone have anything?
None.
Okay. All right, we're now at the number 7, executive director update. Brian.
Good afternoon. Not a whole lot to report on. We did send out the extraction fee invoices for the second half of 2020 in early March. So we've got those booked and awaiting payments to roll in. On the groundwater monitoring well that we've been working with DWR for TSS funding, continue to coordinate with DWR on next steps, and the coastal development permit application is still under review with the city's planning department. Those are the only updates I have. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any director questions, comments? Anyone from the public? Comments or questions? Don't see any. All right, let's move on to the number 8 motion items. 8A, GSP monthly update.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, on the GSP development, the focus of our efforts since the last meeting was getting prepared for and holding workshop number 2. And United staff has continued to work in the background on writing up the water budget portion of the GSP. And that's really the focus that we've been on. And we'll talk more about the sustainable management criteria on the next item. As usual, we've updated the GSP development schedule, and that's attached to the staff report. Happy to be answering any questions about that. In terms of our grant, our 7th invoice that was submitted in January got approved in early March. And so we should probably be expecting a check for that in another roughly a month or so, plus or minus. And that's about it. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Go ahead, Jim.
I had a question, Brian, and it might not be this moment, but you were talking about the water budget. And I did have some feedback from some stakeholders, and maybe it's appropriate on another item, but it was mostly to do with the acre foot numbers proposed. And I know that our numbers, the ag Mound Basin ag water group, the MBOG numbers are pretty much just actual, and the feedback I had were from some citrus growers who said that it could be soon that a large portion of the acreage changes over to row crops. And so it was a good point that if we have a larger percentage of land changing over into say row crops, that the acre usage might increase. It could be by double in some of a percentage of the overall ag numbers. And I just wondered if these numbers are really if we have an adaptive approach to these numbers in the future, that as that happens, then we'll deal with that. But in a sense, some people are feeling like, well, if we're going to be forced into changing our crop, is it the right moment now to just say something about that if this is an adaptive process, that in 5 years, it might be different. And that was a question I'm just posing to the board, how you feel about as we move forward. These maybe aren't numbers in concrete, but they're in a lot of ways, I think people are just being forced into that vector thing where if they have to pull out their trees, that they might want to, project that number of usage might be higher in the future. I don't have exact numbers on the percentage of citrus to row crops in the mound, but it's probably 30%, something like that.
Well, I guess the first thing I would say is that what we're asked to do under Sigma is to make projections of future conditions, and that includes water demand, groundwater demand, and we analyzed that based on what we know today, which is the current mix of crops. There's really no report or reference we could point to speculate about future crop change, and we were all aware of HLB. And I assume that's what you're referring to, Director Chambers. Yeah, and that's a potential issue. But I think you're correct in saying that those numbers aren't intended to be an allocation of any kind by any means, any way at all. They're just simply planning projections, just like the city updates its planning documents and its urban water management plan and makes projections. This is a planning exercise, not an allocation exercise at this point. So that would be point number one for feedback to the citrus growers that are concerned. And point number two would be that you're absolutely right that Sigma is an adaptive management program. We're required to report what's happening every year, and then we're required to update our GSP at least once every 5 years. So if the future starts becoming clearer in terms of that issue, we'll have plenty of opportunity to update our plan. Does that help?
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
Anybody else on this item?
I had a question on the
Go ahead.
first. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Connor.
I had a question to Susan, actually. Are you going through the process of your urban water management plan with projections into the future for urban use? And when will that be released to the public?
Yes, we are. And we're going with the Water Commission on Tuesday night. Let me look up, I think we have the draft. So we have to have it by a certain date according to the state. So we're going to the Water Commission first and then to City Council. Let me look
at
up
the end of July. I mean, the end of June for the beginning of July. Yeah.
Right. It's usually July 1st, although the state was late in giving some of the directions to us and some of the data. So let me look up those dates for Water Commission and Council, and I'll provide those.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
I was just on an interesting discussion on urban demand and planning, so I can forward you some of that as well.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, any other directors for 8A? Anyone from the public like to comment or question on 8A item?
See nothing in the chat and no hands raised.
Okay, let's move on to 8B. Sustainable management criteria, category D, task 4. Brian?
Oh, Director Mobley, we had a motion to receive and file the GSP monthly update.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go back to 8A and have a motion to receive and file. Receive and file that.
I'll make a motion to receive and file.
Ms.
Glenn,
Connor,
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Seconded by Glenn.
Okay.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, please, Jackie.
Okay. Director Everts, please.
Yes.
Chair Mobley,
Yes.
Director Chambers,
Yes.
Director Rundgren,
Yes.
Director Shepherd.
Yes.
We have 5 ayes, none opposed to receive and file the GSP monthly update.
Great, thank you, Jackie, for stopping me there.
Mhm.
So now let's move on to 8B. Brian?
Okay, well, the purpose of this item is to recommend to the board to direct staff to proceed with writing up the GSP consistent with the recommendations that have been made to the board and presented at several board meetings and public workshop concerning the sustainable management criteria for the basin. So we've discussed most of these at multiple meetings and went through them in detail at workshop number 2. And we would like to go ahead and shift our focus to writing the GSP document. We've done a lot of good work to frame the issues and propose the policy aspects of the SMC, and it's time or becoming time to put pen to paper and put that in the GSP format. So this board item is an opportunity to discuss any questions or comments on the SMCs that have been proposed and discussed over the last few months. Hopefully we're at a point where the board is comfortable enough with what's been proposed that we can take on the task of converting the materials we've developed into GSP text. I'll emphasize that this is not the end of the process for SMCs. There will be a comment period on the draft SMCs. So we will continue to have opportunities for stakeholders and the board to continue to think about the SMCs and provide input. So since we've talked about the different sustainability indicators and the proposed SMCs multiple times in recent meetings, I was not planning to go back through the full presentation of those and would propose that handing the meeting back to the chair to go through any questions or comments that the board or public have. We have included in the board packet pretty much all of the reference material that's been developed for these SMCs, past board meetings and presentations. So all the information is there and available should we need to go take a look at any particular issue that you'd like to discuss. So with that, I would like to hand it back to the chair.
Brian, in our packet, is there any of this information that we have not seen before? Everything has just been presented at the workshop or prior meetings, right? Nothing's new?
The only thing that is different is that for the water quality indicator, after presenting that initially to the board, I learned from United that some of the wells that are monitored for water quality were miscategorized as to which aquifer they're in. So 2 wells switched from Magoo to Wainimi and vice versa. That had a very minor effect on the proposed SMCs. It's not material in my opinion, but that would be the only thing that's different.
Okay, thank you. Questions and comments from the board?
This is Connor. I thought we had already approved these or not.
No, I don't think we did, not as presented like this comprehensively.
Yeah, Connor, this is Glenn. I think we approved moving forward and then taking it to the workshop, but reserved approval and or changes until we concluded the workshop.
So what I heard at the workshop was that they had been approved, and I thought that was confusing, but I was having problems again with bandwidth trying to get in and speak. So that's why you didn't hear from me.
All right,
I mean, I'm fine moving ahead if there's still opportunity for public comment. I think some people had asked me about that, and that's why I was bringing it up.
okay. Anyone from the public like to comment on this item? I don't see any hands or, okay,
Nothing in chat. I see, Chair.
all right, so you can see the recommendations to directing staff to prepare the draft GSP using all the proposed information. So you entertain a motion to do that. Anyone?
Glenn, I'll move to include.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second the motion to include.
All right, any discussion?
Well, surely the attorneys.
Okay, Jackie, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Chair.
Director
Director Rundgren?
You know, for data.
I think you're muted.
Delay the April 1st deadline.
Thanks.
So what
Yes.
if they say-
Yeah, thank you. Director Shepherd?
Yes.
Director Everts?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Director Chambers?
Yes.
And Chair Mobley?
Yes,
We have 5 ayes to draft the groundwater sustainability plan as presented and none opposed. Motion carried.
Okay, so.
all right, thank you. Let's go to number 9,
okay,
future
but
agenda items.
Okay, so the issue is.
Any board members like to suggest future agenda items you'd like to see at a future meeting?
I just have one comment about, and this is to Director Rundgren. How are you? I just wanted to know if there's a timeline for increased pumping and how how your process is going with drilling the new wells to replace the Satakoy. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Got a helicopter.
So for the Satakoy wells or the ones in the Mound Basin?
Oh, the replacement wells. I thought you were needing to replace.
Yeah, so we are replacing some in the Mound Basin. I'd have to go look at the public works schedule on that. It's on our website and I can give an update maybe at the next meeting. So those are moving forward. And then as far as scheduling, you know, how much water we use, again, it's really our comprehensive water resource report, depending on what all other sources are. So each year changes a little bit. And that's something we're actually taking to the Water Commission, our comprehensive water resource report for this year on the 23rd. So we're starting that conversation with the Water Commission. And then since I have the floor, I'll answer Director Connors. So the urban water management plan, I'm looking at the schedule here. We're going to the Water Commission on April 27th for a draft, and then hopefully a final draft on May 25th, and then taking it to City Council on June 14th.
Thank you. So the public comment time would be when the draft is first presented to the Water Commission?
I believe yes. As soon as we have some, there'll be a draft. So you can provide comments at that time and then we'll have a final draft too. But I can provide some more information on that as we move along.
All right, thank you very much.
And then just
Did I
one
answer your
more-
question, Jim?
Yes, for me, thank you. And I just had a question for Brian. Is the draft, this GSP draft, maybe a month or so out, or to put it all together?
Our schedule is for late June, early July timeframe.
Thank
So on that note, the board just approved the major policy pieces of the GSP. I'm envisioning that there will not be a lot of business between now and issuing the GSP. So we may skip some regular board meetings. I'll coordinate with the chair on that. And then I want to circle back to the question about the urban water management plan and commenting. If Director Rundgren is able, if she could just confirm that plan will be consistent with the planning estimates that were provided to us for the GSP. In other words, the target of 4,000 acre feet per year on a long-term basis. If that's consistent, then we probably don't. The agency probably doesn't need to review the urban water management plan.
Yeah, and so I'll confirm with that because that's one of the things we're working on right now. We have a water shortage event contingency plan, an urban water management plan, and a comprehensive water resource report and a rate study. And they've all got to combine.
They gotta go together.
So we're, yes, so we want to make sure it all jives together, but I will confirm that.
Okay. Yeah, there would be some pretty significant work we would have to do if that number changes. We'd probably have to redo all our modeling and everything. So hopefully.
Yeah, I do not see that changing, but I'll just double check.
Okay, thank you.
We don't want any surprises, right? So a lot of extra work. Right, any other future items from anyone? Well, I thought this meeting was gonna go a lot longer. It's only 1:24. So unless anyone has anything else, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting until our next regular scheduled board meeting in April. But like Brian said, we may not require it. So we'll let everyone know. Hello, Dan. All right, we're adjourned. So thank you very much. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Stay
Yeah.
safe.
Do.
You guys,
Stay
Thank
healthy.
you, bye.
Bye, take care.
Brian, you still on?
I am.
I forgot to say thank you last meeting. I was having a struggle doing the second workshop, but I really appreciate all the work you guys did, and the presentation was great. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're moving along well with your replacement. It's quite an amazing thing. My mom had both done when she was in her mid 70s, and I was just amazed how they've got that process down to a fine art. And
Maybe I'll
it's
stop being
amazing.
so mean to people,
That's good news for me. You know.
Worth checking out.
Yeah, I hope it's going smooth for you as well.
It is. It's great. It was a real life changer. So like I was saying, hopefully I'll be a nicer person now instead of carrying all this pain along with me,
Oh, that's so awful. But
You were so mean.
I know, well,
and since I have both you and Director Everett's on the phone, on the line, there's two things I guess I would just want to remind you of. And I know you're getting the emails from the forum. I just, putting my 2 cents in there.
the
700, no, we haven't forgot. And
I know.
They
yeah,
won't let us
getting
forget.
Yeah, you get
exactly. I have an issue with that one. That the one that I keep trying to open jumps to the side of the page and will not print for me. Is there a way you can send? I can just go to the county and get one. That's fine. It's just that for some reason when I open that one, it just the whole
Yeah, I went
just to the side and I can't print one out.
You should be
I
able
went
to.
to the county
send you-
last year.
Yeah, I could send you a PDF.
That'd be great. I mean, I
Yeah.
can print through the county, but that would be awesome. for me.
Yeah, no, I'll see. I'll send you a copy.
Great.
You should be
Thank
able
you
to
very
do it.
much, Jackie.
Mhm.
You should be able to do it online, Jim.
Yes, I've go to the county and dig through their stuff. I can.
Well, you should,
Yeah, it
I
should
mean,
be.
Jackie can set up an account for you if you don't have one.
It did. I had problems last year doing it online. That's why I went in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I went and personally did it. That
Me
worked.
too. Me too.
Oh,
Then you know it's
goodness.
done.
Can't go in there anymore.
Hmm.
I don't know
Well, maybe I'll
if
copy
things are
both
going
of
to
you.
be opening up again on a limited basis.
Yeah, well, we are in the red tier. So.
Yeah, you are. We are too.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, hopefully we'll get better sooner. Things will work out sooner.
I'm hoping.
Yep.
Okay. And
Take
then
care, everybody. Thank you.
Take care.
you
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye.
Brian, before you go, I just wanted to see if there's anything you needed or anything you need my help
Yeah,
on
turn this.
before that you can think of, or just alert me to. We'll
No,
see.
I think we're
We're
in
good?
good shape. I think the
Okay.
next few months are going to be pretty quiet.
Okay.
I think
You'll
we're
be
gonna-
working you'll be doing all that little behind the scenes work back there.
We're going to hunker down and write the
You're gonna-
darn plan.
Yeah, you are. Okay. All right. I just want to check in, make sure before you go. There's
Yeah, I
nothing
don't,
else. Okay.
I think it's going to be quiet. So yeah,
All right. Well, just let
Keep-
me know.
keep me out of trouble, I guess.
I will. I'm good at that. I'm a mom. I could do that.
Okay.
I've got the training.
All right.
All right. You take care. And
We'll see you
until the next
later.
time. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.